These musicals need to leap from screen to stage. Hi, I'm Emily from MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 fictional movie and TV musicals we wish existed.
We went to the moon in 1969, not 1970, but a year sooner.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at fictional musicals that we want to see in real life. Let's get to it. Number 10. Freud, the musical. Friends. Joey Tribbiani has had some truly bizarre and awful roles as a struggling actor, but one of his more memorably terrible parts is as Sigmund Freud, the controversial revolutionary Austrian psychoanalyst.
And I would have to say, your problem is quite clear.
While not much of the plot is known, the fact that the show apparently involves a number in which Freud tells his female patient she has penis envy should give some indication as to the quality and content of the songs.
All you want is a dinkle, what you envy is a schwein, a thing through which you can tinkle, or play with, or simply let hang.
Despite his friends understandably finding the whole thing awful, actor Matt LeBlanc can still remember his songs after over 20 years. So we think it still has a kinda so bad it's good appeal.
All you want is a dinkle. What you envy is a schwein.
Number 9. Put That Thing Back Where It Came From or So Help Me. Monsters, Inc.
It's a musical. Yeah, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. So help me, so help me, and cut.
Possibly the only fictional musical on our list to have been created by accident, Put That Thing Back Where It Came From or So Help Me is so named because it's what cycloptic monster Mike Wazowski yells at his partner James P. Sully Sullivan when the pair of them try to return a human child who accidentally returned to their world with them. Mike's attempt to cover what they're doing leads him to spontaneously invent a musical, which they end up putting on at the end of the film, summarizing its events, albeit featuring Mike more heavily, since he created it.
There's a human child running around the restaurant. This is really wrong! What in heaven's name will become of us? We who are living in Metropolis!
The musical numbers are actually pretty good, and with a better budget, it could really be something special.
And she helped us to find a better tomorrow today. Thank you.
Number 8. Twinkle Towne, High School Musical.
It's hard to believe that I couldn't see you were always there beside me.
It can be hard to remember sometimes, but there is an actual musical being put on during High School Musical, and it's called Twinkle Towne of all things.
I will not allow my Twinkle Towne musicale to be made into farce.
Twinkle Towne?
Precious little about the plot is revealed, and the songs from Twinkle Towne are pretty generic. But it does star two friends named Arnold and Minnie, who become romantically involved and possibly get into show business.
Yeah, we're gonna pop to the top,
Slip and slide and ride that rhythm.
jump and hop till we drop.
There are also two characters named Johnny Omni and the incredible Mr. Shane. Plus, the set dressing includes a huge crescent moon, a cartoonish tree, and someone playing a camel. Twinkle Towne sounds completely bizarre, although given that it was composed by a teenage girl, we're not surprised.
You know the world can see us in a way that's different than who we are.
Number 7. The Rural Juror, 30 Rock.
It's hard to go wrong with a Kevin Grisham novel.
You mean John Grisham?
Oh no, Kevin, John's brother. Did you know that before Kevin was a novelist, he worked at a recycling center?
An adaptation of a book by John Grisham's fictitious brother Kevin, The Rural Juror features some kind of legal plot similar to his more famous brother's work, albeit with songs. At least it does once it's adapted into a musical starring Jenna Maroney.
The Irma, Lerman, Merman murder. Turn the bird's word lurid, the word, the purr, the twirl, a girl. She would the world, word demure.
Besides having a title people, present company included, have trouble pronouncing and understanding, its only known song is also similarly difficult to decipher. featuring a ton of words with the sound strung together into one tongue-twisting mess that we're impressed Jane Krakowski was able to memorize, much less sing.
I will never forget you, Roger. I'll always be glad I met you, Roger.
If the rest of the play is as deft with words, we'd buy a ticket. Oh, and according to Urban Dictionary, that's not the proper use of the word flirm. Gross.
These were the best days of my flirm.
Number 6. Songbird. Death Becomes Her. While this campy macabre film is slated to be adapted into a stage musical, starring Kristen Chenoweth no less, we'd also be interested in seeing a stage version of the musicals within the movie.
What do I see? That's the question I'm most afraid of.
Death Becomes Her stars 2 aging women, one of whom, Broadway actress Madeline, opens the film starring in a musical adaptation of Tennessee Williams' Sweet Bird of Youth, titled Songbird.
I see me, actress, woman, star, and lover, sister, sweetheart, slave, and mother.
While we only see one number from the play, and it drives plenty of people in the audience to leave or fall asleep, we're of the opinion that the play still shows potential.
That's me.
Number 5. A Taste for Love. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's a Dracula musical with puppets. Why hasn't this been made already? Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Peter Breder is a musician who sees his relationship with the titular actress end, and whose attempts to get over her in Hawaii prove difficult. While there, he bonds with Rachel, a hotel concierge, with whom he shares his idea for a Dracula musical.
It's getting kind of hard to believe things are going to get better.
Although he first treats the material seriously, by the film's end, Peter manages to produce the play as a melodramatic romantic comedy rock opera with puppets.
This is a song that I never thought I would write. On the night I'm dying, sorry for all the wrong I've done.
The few songs performed are great, the puppets are well made, and it's such a funny concept that we'd fund it right now if we could. Number 4. Oh Streetcar, The Simpsons.
Putrid, brackish, maggoty, foul New Orleans.
Despite there being a plethora of great musicals to choose from in this long-running cartoon, and as tempting as it was to choose Troy McClure's Planet of the Apes one,
I hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
we went with this reinterpretation of Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire.
I'm a faded southern dame without a dime.
While the concept is wildly inappropriate, the execution is hilarious. From its opening number that's a ringing endorsement of New Orleans, to Flanders' ballads of Stanley's infamous yells of Stella, to the jarringly chipper ending, Oh Streetcar is a strangely captivating send-up of a classic play that could actually work on a real stage.
A stranger's just a friend you haven't met. You haven't met. Streetcar!
Number 3. The Nightman Cometh. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Nightman, sneaky and mean, spider inside my dreams. I think I love you. You make me wanna cry. You make me wanna die. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, Nightman.
The product of the illiterate and profoundly damaged Charlie trying to write a musical, The Nightman Cometh is about a childlike man in love with a coffee shop princess, who also battles the eponymous Nightman after transforming into Dayman. However, that wholesome premise is marred by the wording of many of the songs, which appear to have double entendres.
You gotta pay the troll toll. If you wanna get into that boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
Oh, yeah, there's also a troll. However, despite the dark undertones, The costumes and set are bright and the songs are incredibly catchy. Just try to get Dayman out of your head.
Dayman, oh, fighter of the Nightman, oh, champion of the sun, oh.
Also, the play was briefly performed for a limited run in real life, but we want a full version. Number 2. Rochelle, Rochelle, Seinfeld. First referenced as a film some of the characters see at the theater in bits and pieces, Rochelle, Rochelle is repeatedly described as a young girl named Rochelle's strange journey from Milan to Minsk.
Oh, Rochelle, Rochelle, a young girl's strange erotic journey from Milan to Minsk?
Yeah.
Later on, the movie is turned into a Broadway musical starring Bette Midler.
Well, you made a long journey from Milan to Minsk. Rochelle, Rochelle, you never stopped hoping, now you're in the Pinsk.
Although precious little of the plot is known, and it seems to be more of an art house erotica tale than something with much substance, the one song that is sung is pretty memorable. And like Kramer, we're always up for seeing a musical if Bette Midler's involved.
I'm having adventures all over the place. Rochelle, Rochelle! What do you think?
I would greenlight any of these if I had any power at all. It doesn't matter that some of them are animated. Look at The Lion King, it can work. Now, some of our honorable mentions are also animated and incredibly catchy. But you know what? Our number 1 is one I'm dying to let be a star on Broadway. Can you guess which it is?
Yo, I'm the prince and I'm a handsome sight. Who's this I see? Is it Miss Snow White? Her lips I can reach, so I'm glad I did you up.
If I have to hear Screech, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Come, let us see how these two characters, Dee Dee and Dexter, were woven into this grand tapestry of life.
Here's to my love, that drugs are quick. Thus with the kiss I die.
Who is it? Romeo. How long hath he been there? For half an hour.
What's here?
My name is Mr. G. 3 talents, 1, 2, 3. Singing and dancing and acting is my life.
But I never noticed the curve of her trunk.
And I never noticed his electric trunk. We might just have found electric love.
Number 1. Bombshell, Smash.
Fading on a girl with a hunger for fame.
Although this Broadway musical-centered series features another Smash musical called Hit List, that we were tempted to choose instead, the first musical it focuses on is the one that made our list.
So sing to me and I will forgive you for taking my heart in the suitcase you packed.
Following the life of Marilyn Monroe, Bombshell is written and composed by Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, who created the musical Hairspray. And the duo's infectious music and lyrics are on display with this fantastic fictitious play.
Make it up, shake it up, let the fantasies begin. Here's the dope. To get cast, change the past, make the light just right for CinemaScope.
While a concert version has been performed and word is that a stage version is in development, nothing has materialized further as of this writing. So, here's hoping that our 7-year itch to see this musical in person doesn't last much longer.
And please let me be that
I would pay a silly amount of money to see the original cast put on Bombshell and Hit List. Megan Hilty. Anyway, which musical would you most like to see hit the Great White Way? Hit that like button and subscribe to MsMojo.